Hello, it's your boy here, Jedi Plays 450, back at it again with another album review. This time I will be reviewing Bruno Mars's Doo-Wops and Hooligans, released on May 11th, 2010. This is the first album, his debut album of Bruno Mars, also known as Gene Hernandez, but not really. I don't know why I decided to say that. In honor of his newest album, The Romantic, coming out, I think tomorrow, by the time you're watching this, or like the same day, I've decided to go through his entire discography, which is only 4 albums. So, it makes it easy for me. That's why I decided to do it. And they're all really short. He's a big pop guy. Great vocals, I will say. And I'll just make this one quick. It's a pretty short album at 42 minutes, and the other ones are even shorter. So let's just get into it. His first song, Grenade. That's one of his most popular songs. I'd catch a grenade for you. I don't know what hasn't been said about this already since it's so popular. I think I'll have a lot of preconceived bias or notions about this because I heard them on the radio, heard them at parties, heard them in the back of grocery stores, heard them everywhere. So it's I don't know if I'm really thinking about the song or the idea of the song, like Mario the man versus Mario the idea, if you know what I'm talking about. It's interesting for an opener, especially the opener of his entire discography. I think it is a strong one. Yeah, no, I really don't have a lot to say about Grenade, other than the fact that it's really popular and it's his vocals. Well, I'm gonna just say this: his vocals are great on every single song. There's not one where he falters, and he's in his pocket. He knows what he's doing, and yeah. The next song is Just the Way You Are, and this one is, it's not overrated. I mean, technically all of them are kind of overrated since they're all so insanely popular. But this one, I get tired of it. And I'm sure a lot of other people are tired of this one. It's a very sappy, very cheesy love song. You're amazing, just the way you are. And I think that's... It doesn't make me as sick to my stomach as I feel like other people view this song retroactively or just in the moment, I guess. But I wouldn't put this on rotation at all, especially when I associate this with marriage proposals. I also associate it with the failure of marriage proposals, so it just kind of makes it awkward to listen to if I'm having that in the back of my mind. The next song is Our First Time. This is not one of the more popular ones. And at first I was going to be okay, this is going to be kind of forgettable. If this didn't become popular, then what's the point? But no, it's a song it's one of his many songs about having sex. And it is very smooth. This is very smooth, and that makes sense, Don't it feel good, baby? Don't it feel good, baby? I feel like he said that a lot of times in his other songs as well. But there's also the instrumental. The instrumental really helps it out. It goes wah, 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 wah. And then the drum beat kind of has a reggae thing going on. Not exactly, it's not a reggae song by any means, but Bruno Mars seems to really like reggae in his early discography. He has a lot of songs that are just kind of like that. And this one kind of has a drum beat. So that's interesting. I don't know. I know he's from Hawaii. Is he from Hawaii or did he grow up in Hawaii? I don't know. So I can see the reggae influences, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's a really smooth song. The next song is Runaway, Baby. This one is hype. This one is what's it? How's it go? Run away, baby. This fog. Wait, hold up. I used to think that he said the fog put my spell on you. And I did not understand what he was talking about when he said the fog put a spell on you. The fog put my spell on you. He said before I put my spell on you, and that makes it a lot more sense. I don't know why Bruno Mars would talk about the fog, but okay. Yeah, no, it's a very hype song. Especially when it builds up. He goes that it's awesome. It's an awesome song. It has some interesting lyrics. It definitely has lyrics. You can categorize any of his early songs in sex, breaking up, having a lot of women on his penis, and loving. all of that, all of his discography is like that. So I mean, this is the kind of having a lot of women on his dick one, and he's talking about them being little bunnies, and he only has one carrot, so y'all gotta share it. The next song is the Lazy Song. It's a fun little song. The way I always describe fun little songs is fun little songs. It's a fun little song. I'm trying to think of anything like wrong with it. It's not. It's pretty inoffensive. Like I don't know, man. He's just gonna put his hand in his pants when he's at home, and he's gonna get his college degree. But no, he's not. It's like, Dad, I'm not gonna get that. Yeah. I don't think I would put it in rotation, obviously, but it's still a Lazy Song. I don't know what you expect. The next song is Marry You. I don't really like this one. This is a worse version of Just the Way You Are, because I can imagine this with marriage proposals and the failure, but it's just so much more I detestable. That sounds too harsh, but I don't really care for it. It's a beautiful night. We're looking for something dumb to do. It's too much. It's too cheesy, too sappy. Just I don't mind too much about it. The next song is Talking to the Moon, and this is another one of his most popular songs, and it is okay. I tend not to like slower songs, and this one's a ballad, obviously. Yeah, no, I wish I could point out the specific things in each song, but I just don't. I guess it's all in my head, but I can't put that into words. After that comes Liquor Store Blues, featuring Damian Marley. There's that reggae. There's that reggae coming in. He has another reggae song in his next album, just one. Because you don't want to get too ahead of yourself. He's not a reggae artist, But yeah, he really likes his reggae. It's in here. It sounds nice, but I feel like I should be listening to actual reggae. If this doesn't count, I mean, I don't know. It's by Bruno Mars. Does that count? I mean, by definition, by the song, the way the song sounds, I guess it is reggae. But I feel like I should be listening to Damian Marley, or I don't know, Bob Marley. I don't freaking know. Whatever. It's a good song, regardless. Next song is Count on Me. I would have assumed I would find this more annoying, but no, I think it's actually kind of cute. You can count on me, like 1, 2, 3. Very simple song, but yeah, I'm just surprised that I don't find it as annoying as Marry You or Just the Way You Are. The next song is The Other Side, featuring B.O.B. and CeeLo Green, and this is another one of the less popular songs. And actually, I really like this one. It's also pretty hype, like Runaway Baby. It has a really good drum beat in the chorus. I think CeeLo Green is cool. I like his voice in this song, and in general. B.O.B. is like all right. His verse, you know how like rap verses on pop music goes, like in the early 2010s especially. It reminds me of Ludacris's verses. That's the general vibe I get. Next song, Somewhere in Brooklyn, as the last song, but actually the last song is a piano version of Talking to the Moon, which it's just a piano version of Talking to the Moon. I'm not going to talk about it. Somewhere in Brooklyn, it is a limper version of any other song that he's made. Yeah, it's too specific. He's talking about Brooklyn, and maybe I'm actually eating my words on this one, because there might be another song that's very specific to a location. But for this one, Somewhere in Brooklyn, and it's just a weaker version of like any other song that he's made, so I don't really care for it. I mean, it sounds nice, right? But it's just not memorable, and that's the way it is. So that is Doo-Wops and Hooligans, first album of Bruno Mars. My favorite tracks are Runaway Baby, Grenade, and not Count on Me, The Other Side. Yeah, those are good songs, and I can appreciate even Just the Way You Are, Count on Me, the Lazy Song, all of those, but the other ones were my favorites. And this is a pretty solid album for just pop hits and whatnot. Doo-Wops and Hooligans, I would give it a good, because he's just kind of in his element. for her first album, yeah. I will be back either today or tomorrow with Unorthodox Jukebox. So stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for the actual The Romantic review coming out eventually.